About 5 years ago, I took a deep dive into my own self-healing journey without knowing where to begin. There were many parts of myself that I did not yet understand. And the things I did know, I didn't like. My body was stuck in survival. I lived in fight and flight responses shaped by coping mechanisms I created long ago to feel safe and strong. Flight was my constant companion. If I could not leave physically, I would check out mentally. That switch was second nature because I'd been using it since childhood. And when I was pushed too far, I would go into fight. Words became my weapon. I knew how to use them in sharp and cutting ways, keeping people at arm's length. I wore mask after mask, not knowing who I was underneath. When I first began healing, I started looking at these masks, taking them off one by one, holding them in truth. I'd ask myself, when was this mask created? What it had given me? And what was it protecting me from? Did it offer me safety, courage, love, or something else? I learned that these masks were not my identity. They were evidence of my survival. They had carried me, but they were not meant to define me forever. Early in this journey, I came across a teaching from Ram Dass. All you can do for another person is be an environment where if they wanted to come up for air, they could. Those words pierced me. I yearned to be that environment for others. Yet I realized that I first had to create a safe and loving environment within myself. In 2022, I began my studies in metaphysics at SAI. That was when the real work began. As I expanded my consciousness, my connection with the divine grew stronger and more vivid. Through meditation, I was guided into sacred spaces where memories surfaced. Some were painful, others illuminating. I was prompted to ask questions that I could not always answer in the moment, but each question became a seed. With time, those seeds grew into wisdom that revealed the roots of old behavior patterns that opened the doorway to profound healing. One by one, each mask dissolved. The truth beneath them came into the light, and with each revelation came release. That healing was not only emotional but spiritual, bringing peace and freedom that felt both ancient and new. Although I'm still on a journey of balance and alignment, I am not the same person who began this path. I feel free, whole, connected, aligned, and at peace. Each step forward continues to shape me. Yet, what was once heavy has now become a lantern that I can hold for others. Eventually, this path led me into coaching. As I began to find my voice as a coach, I witnessed miracles in my sessions. I raised my consciousness alongside my clients. We invited the body into the conversation through somatic practices. They discovered the root of their existence, the soul itself. I witnessed deep healing, release, illumination, and transformation. What I realized in those moments was that I was inviting my clients into the same loving process that the divine had guided me through in meditation. They trusted me with their most sacred truths because they felt the love, the reverence, and the safety I carried into the session. I know that my purpose is to be a light worker, a guide, a lantern holder for those seeking their way back to themselves. My work is deeply rooted in compassion, reverence, and truth, born from the deep dive into my own healing journey. The only reason I can hold this sacred space for others is because I have walked this path myself, and I continue to walk it every single day. When my clients come to me, I know their souls are ready, and I honor the privilege of walking beside them as they reconnect to their own truth. Healing happens in that sacred space. Love blooms, alignment returns, purpose is remembered. My journey taught me that healing is not about becoming someone new. It is about remembering who you truly are beneath the masks and coping patterns. It's about creating an environment of love and safety where the soul can come up to breathe again. This is what I am called to do, and this is the sacred gift that I now give to others.